Hello comrades, yes it's me, a Yorkshireman, now living in Wales. I'm back again. Power to the people, comrades. So, I've been away, catching up with some mates. Yes, I do have mates. And we went to sunny Benidorm. Why am I telling you that? Because once again, going into the local shops, everything is, get this, half price or a third cheaper than the UK. Please note, this was also the same pre-Brexit and after Brexit and all that. So, we're still getting ripped off. Anyway, comrades, I'm now back, and what caught my eye today was this interesting post on X, and I came across this. Welsh Government Transport for Wales Services. Wow, I thought this looks interesting, so I clicked on it. What did I find? Well, I found this. Metro is go. Wow, quote unquote here, speaking at Wales' first ever public transport summit. A summit in Wales. Wow, who'd have thought that then? Wrexham, Mr. Skates. I salute you, sir. Ken Skates, anyway, transport bloke. And he declared Metro is go. Right. Now, I understand they've spent £13 million on this already. Now, no one asked me, and given that I consider myself to be a shareholder, I do believe we should all be asked. Anyway, my question there straight away is, first off, did he take a bus? Did he take a train? Or did he cycle to get there? Because remember, what we don't want is these people to do double standards on us, and they need to set an example and lead by example. So if he literally is in your area and he represents you, drop in an email, ask him how he got there, please. I'd be grateful if you did. Now, I'm also looked in this, and it sounds like something on Thunderbirds, doesn't it? Thunderbirds are go, Metro is go. Anyway, so did the pop champagne and everything else. Anyway, I clicked on it, and it then took me to this little bit of a blurb on it, press release. And it starts off with this bit here, and it says it's a long-term vision. Well, everything in Wales is a long-term vision, but the simple reason is that's the only way they can get away with it all. Anyway, it then goes on to say, including the rollout pay-as-you-go, tap on, tap off, and all this sort of stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, I do believe I can literally do that as now. I can use cash, I can use a credit card, I can get on a train, it's like magic, and I say how much, and I give them money, and that's me. I've got on and I've got off and I've paid. Now they then say that it's really good to have it like in the London experience. Well, let me just think. Last time I looked, the London experience, tap a go and everything else, that's just fraud. Yeah, everybody ignored it, and they spent more money trying to reclaim lost income than anything else. And I don't really see the point of it. I really can't see why a London idea is now good in Wales. But if you've been following anything else, what happens in Wales, it's all imported from London. And to be honest, it's all rubbish. That's my position on it. Personal opinion, of course. Now, the other thing is, we don't have that best internet around here. So when it goes down, then what? What do? Just tap? And I don't go anywhere? What happens if I don't want the app on my phone? What happens if I don't want so many different things? Why can't I just pay cash? Or will I, literally, as this happens this day and age, be punished by financial punishment by having to pay more? Is that how it works, really? Mr. Skates, is that the plan? Because it's not clear. Anyway, moving on. At that point I thought, I had a bit longer look at this, and I saw this bit here, and it says blue arrow going down, a network of public transport services which will include cross-border turn up and go bus rail services. Now let me stop there. So turn up and go, that means, according to my little mind, I could turn up any time of the day. So it could be 1 AM, it could be 9 PM, it could be 5 AM. Because according to this, it's a turn up and go bus and rail services. So that implies that when I want it, it's there. Now, I know for a fact, and maybe Mr. Skates don't know this, that things run on what they call a timetable. So if I turned up at 1 AM thinking, oh, it'll be there for me, it won't be there, because chances are it won't set off until 6 AM, 7 AM or something like that. So that's actually really misleading. It don't work like that at all. So I think he's wrong there. Now the only thing I ever know which does that is if you have a car. You go out, you look at it, you open it, and guess what? You're ready to go. Yeah, that's the only thing. Everything else runs on a timetable, and it's important. Now, I like trains, I like buses, but they have to be convenient for me and everybody else. You know, a lot of them around here stop. So how's that work? At that point, I thought to myself, well, let's investigate it, because it then goes on to say extending the Northern Arc from Hull to Holyhead. Now, I thought, Hull. Now, I was born in Hull. If you listen carefully to my accent, we don't say H, we just go Hull. So at that point I thought, well, I only know one family who's ever been from Hull to Holyhead. That's me and my family. We went, I was a kid. It took ages. Did we use a car? Yes, we did. Did we get a bus? No, we didn't. Did we get a train? No, we used a car. Very long journey. The only other person I know who's undertaken this journey, and this is from West Yorkshire, is Irene. Hello, Irene. And they used, guess what, a car, because it was a lot more convenient. At that point, I thought maybe things have changed. So, let me test it. I then went onto the internet, and I had a look at the journey from Hull to Holyhead by train, public transport. First of all, it came up with it will take you 5 hours and 46 minutes by train with 2 transfers. Or fastest train 4 hours and 43 minutes. So we're still talking 5 hours. However, if you use a bus and a train, 7 hours and 31 minutes. Not really cutting it. However, if I then get in me ready to go car, it will take me 3 hours and 34 minutes. Let's see, what would I be taking? If I had a car, I'd take a car because when I get there, I've got a car. Right, now let's look how much it costs. So I just did a ticket price from Hull to Holyhead by train. And it starts at £125 per person. Now, I don't know if that's return, but this is like we're just testing things quickly here. When booked in advance. So I don't know what the day price is. Now then, so at that point I thought, right, okay, so how much is it in petrol? And according to the machine, petrol would cost me, give or take, £60. So already, as an individual, it's a lot cheaper, like half price. Now let's just say 3 of us wanted to go over using the public transport system. That would then cost us all £375. Now, if the same people got in my car, I could then share the petrol. So that would be £20 each. Now then, what would you think is the best bargain in terms of time and monetary value, given that we've got a cost of living crisis created by, guess who, politicians? So at that point I thought, well, maybe I'm missing something. So I then looked, because I live in mid Wales now, I then looked at Barmouth to Holyhead. See, a bit closer, isn't it? So by train, guess what? I won't look at the price because I'm not really interested in that at the moment. And it was 4 hours and 51 minutes. Wow, there you go. Now, depending on everything else, that could go up to 6 hours and 48 minutes. So that could be 7 hours. Now in a car, magic thing called the car, which actually is really good and helps many people and has created cities and everything else, it would take me, guess how long, 1 hour 39 minutes. So what would I use there? I'd definitely use a car. So even though I do like buses and trains and the rest of it, I'm sort of not understanding what the point of this is, given that they've already thrown they've already thrown £13 million at it. Right, if anybody can help me, please leave a comment, tick and subscribe, and it's good to be back, comrades, and thank you for watching. Catch you on the other side.